lost. While that's setting up, let me open it up. I'll probably have to log in. Might help.
It said it was being live streamed, if that's helpful, on mine.
Now we're on YouTube.
I'd love for you to teach me that, Julie, because I try to do it. I don't know how to do it. The live
Oh.
streaming.
I will teach you how to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, let me share my screen and let me get back to the right size. So when you go into community, in the Joy of You,
Okay, yeah, I wasn't looking there. Perfect. Yeah.
yeah, there's all the videos in here, live
Could you-
streaming videos.
Could you open it up so I could see it? Yeah.
And so it's just got the link, to watch them in YouTube.
Well, all I've got, yeah, but they're intro videos, which I've looked at, but they're not these ones that we're doing now, are they?
Should be. Oh, I've applied them up. Maybe they're not there.
Yeah, I couldn't find them anyway.
Okay. Well, this is only week 3.
Yeah.
No, and this will be probably the first one that I've had a lot of people in. Otherwise, I was talking to myself,
It's tough, isn't it?
which is cool. It's all good. All right. So let me review where we started from. We started in week 1, which was finding your ease and discovering your flow. And you are asked to look at what cues in your body let you know it's time to slow down, and what was your favorite ways to slow down, and what does that look like for you when you do it. And you were asked to go for a walk in nature and connect with your senses, and what did you hear or smell, or the other thing was to meditate and just breathe for a couple of minutes and just notice what that felt like, or sit in silence and just put your hand over your heart and ask, what's it like? What's it like? What does it mean to you to be in ease and silence? And how does that reflect on you? How does it make you feel? What brings you that ease? And then find an illustration that represents your ease. And then think about how you can introduce that into your life. So week 2 was about finding your inspiration and discovering your flow. And that was like thinking about things that you're curious about. And if you're not curious about anything, what could you be curious about? And what topics could you talk about all day that you just love talking about? Some people love talking about plants, some people talking about their dogs. Erina loves talking about a book that she's written and the next book she's going to write.
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
Getting it produced and making a movie out of it and TV things. And yes, it's all exciting. And then thinking about what areas of your life could use more excitement. And out of all those things, what seems the most important for you? What do you need to focus on to bring more joy into your life? And how much time do we allow for fun and excitement outside our normal routine? Like Kerry went for a walk with her husband. They went wherever it was, Warrandyte, somewhere. and they had a beautiful lunch. So it was
Mm.
something out of the ordinary.
And saw a baby, an owlet.
Owlet.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Debbie's been swimming this morning. James, what have you been up to?
Trying to figure your app out. I seem to be. I got the one on the phone, but I don't know how to get to you. And then I did have it on my computer, and I'm scouring around trying to get the app up and functioning on my end. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, James, how about just listening?
I'm now listening.
Can I ask a question of
Go
you,
for it.
Debbie? Where were you swimming this morning?
In my pool, in
And
my
where are you?
front yard in Grafton.
In Grafton. And James, where are you from?
A little bit north of Los Angeles, California.
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it?
Wow.
Middle of the night. Is it?
Me? No, it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, there you go.
That's what Julie said, in the middle of the day.
Nothing wrong with my brain.
She's apt out.
No, too many recodes. There you go. There's the app for the computer. Yep. All right. So no, go for it.
I was actually just going to say, could you also put that? I can't copy it from here, can I?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Go into that and click on
okay, great. Because I would love to put it on my computer as well.
it.
Thank you. Sorry for that. Yeah.
That's all right. So it's question and answer time.
Oh, great.
The other thing that we're asked to do is to move our body, stretching, dancing, twirling, doing all sorts of movements, meditating and sitting in silence, and doing a visualization of what it means to be excited. What does excitement look like for you? If you close your eyes and think about excitement, what color is it?
Well, for me, it's pink and oranges.
Yeah.
Bright.
I think it depends on what caused that excitement as to what colour that would be.
Or just think of excitement.
Sorry?
Just have a general sort of what's excitement mean?
Well, the first thing I get is the physical, because when I get excited, I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
crazy.
jumping up and down.
So that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
first thing I sense when you said what colour. It's like, forget that. My body's just,
So, apart
dancing.
from when your body gets excited, no, I want you to think of what color it is. What color does it go? What
Like
colors?
orange, red.
Yeah.
Mm.
Deb?
Probably yellows, oranges, and pinks, bright pinks. I bought a dress the other day, and that's excitement. I go get it if you like. It's really pretty. It's like a bunch of flowers.
Oh,
Oh, I
beautiful.
love that.
Yeah,
Love that. Yeah,
show
you
it.
can
I'll go get it.
Yeah.
show and tell.
James, what do you get?
I was surprised. I got instantly a really rich kind of a maroon burgundy, and it was a trip because the color flashed in before my mind, and I thought, well, that wouldn't have been the color I would have chose, but it was anyway. This maroon,
Wow,
just a real rich color.
great. I love that dress, Deb. Love the colour.
Yeah,
Just the
beautiful.
colours were just exploding.
Mm.
Yeah, very nice.
Carrie's name, Deb Helen. Erin.
Yeah.
She's just Helen for me today. So
Helen. Okay.
So this week it was all about finding your confidence and remembering your talents of how amazing you are.
Julie, were you recording this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, it's going live. Okay, got it. Yeah. I didn't see the recording, that's all.
No. So this week was about finding the confidence and remembering how talented you are. And thinking about our story and all the amazing things that we've done that we don't recognize, that we've learned and that we do naturally. So where in your life are you honoring your strengths?
In my teaching and in my coaching.
Yeah, and you really stepped into that.
I know, it's lovely.
James, I'm putting you on the spot, mate. Where in your life are you honoring your strengths?
This is what pops in the last couple of days. I've been recognizing this isn't maybe quite the right answer, but it like my wife and I had some special moments here a little while back, and I just said, hey, and it really acknowledged it and brought it to the forefront, where both it could have been a moment like any other moment and slid right on by without recognizing it. And so lately I would say one of my gifts I think I've always had, but I didn't use it very much, was when special moments arise, I would feel it, notice it, and recognize it oftentimes, but would never mention it. Now I'm recognizing it enough to mention it. And it's kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. What
Yeah, I
did
don't know
you-
if that was the right answer, but there you go.
Perfect answer. Erin, what about you? What did you find this week looking at that?
Well, I've always, it's complicated, but it was a very good week for me. So I've been very ego-based in achievement. So I've always been ego confident. Like I get things done and I get recognition in the world, et cetera, et cetera. But I think I've been very ill for a long time. So my sense of being in the world as an ego presence was totally lost because I couldn't do anything, which brought on a crisis for me. And I guess it wasn't until this week and the work that you set, Julie, that I really actually heard. I mean, I've worked with you before and you've always said, be the magnificence. I've gone, oh, yeah, didn't make sense to me. But this week I really got it from doing those personality things that you said. I went on a little rabbit hole, and actually I found out that my personality style, like one of the downsides of my personality is that you can be too happy. And I thought, that is my actual natural state, but I've actually suffered a lot. So I thought, I'm just going to be happier. I'm going to be my natural state. And it actually got me to think about, because I was thinking about that from, all the information I was getting. I do feel more I feel like I've dropped into a sense of just knowing I am magnificent. I know that's okay. I won't apologize. So I actually feel, instead of actually getting validation from the external world, that this is an inner sense of ease around just being okay in the world. So for me, it was a really important shift this week. Yeah.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like Kerry's made that shift in the last couple of months
Yeah.
to suddenly step into you.
Mm.
And you know, I know, yes, I kept saying just be the magnificence of who you are. But there's stages to that.
Mm, mm.
And as we go through the different stages of it, and then one day we wake up and like you've done, is like, well, I can just be me. I can just be happy me. I can be as ill as you like, but I can still be happy. It doesn't stop me from being happy. It doesn't mean that I have to wallow in it. It means that if I step into being happy me, then my body will shift with me.
Yeah. That's the Mm. I think also that your question was how do I honor my skills and
Right.
stuff? I actually do that by allowing, spending more space in the things that I do want to achieve, because I have more energy now. So I'm doing that. And that excites me because I know I can do it, even if it's overwhelming and kind of, fuck, what's the next step?
What was that word? What was that word?
Fuck. So I actually feel excited about the process because I know that when I get it all into place, it's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Yes. Already amazing.
Yeah.
Already.
Thank you.
Deb, think about you honouring your strengths. We talked about it yesterday.
Well, I've always tried to do things that make me happy, even when I've been struggling with things that I've had to do to earn a living and stuff. And some of that was what I wanted to do, some of it wasn't. But the last couple of years, I've really just been doing all the things that I like. I've had a bit of a break from the things that I've had to do a bit, although I've still done some of that. Yeah, I've still done a fair bit of what I've needed to do, and some of that was pretty difficult. But I like my physical activity. So yeah, my swimming and dancing and tennis, and I've been doing a lot of that.
Singing.
Yeah.
So is that honouring your strengths?
I feel like I've been doing the things that were suppressed, that I felt guilty for doing, because I always thought it, if it's not hard and difficult, then it's not worthwhile. That was probably one of my family entanglements or whatever, one of the rules.
But I think that actually that is so common. That's how that's how society rules, is you've got to strive, you've got to suffer, to work hard to earn, So you've had a double whammy then, society and your family.
Yeah. Like I was even told when I was little, different things like, Deb, it's not that funny. Stop laughing. And that, no, there's no room for that for dancing. And we had to be quiet, because of that they liked it that way, and there was some illness in the family, so it needed to be quiet to give people rest. And so it was very much all the things that the exuberant things weren't allowed. Yeah.
So in honouring that and having this period of doing what you like and starting to be you, when you think about the things that you want to do moving forward, you can take that exuberance and that joy and all that into where you want to go. So when you think about the choices that you want to make now,
I'm still not sure.
No, but you don't have to be sure, but you just take all that beautiful feelings that you're honouring.
Yep.
and go, is this still going to honor me in that
Yeah,
way?
that's
Mhm.
right. Yeah. Yeah, because the feelings help carry you through, even when you, with everything you do.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if money weren't an issue, how would you spend your time? Would you still do? I mean, for me personally, I'd still do what I'm doing because I love it. It's a passion.
I do what I'm doing now, but it's probably not going to get me where I want to be.
No, but that's the thing, isn't it? If I'm, whatever I choose to do, if money wasn't an issue, would I still do it? Would I pursue it as a passion? Would I do a side business? Would I do, what would I choose to do because I would love to do it? Just because.
Yeah, there's lots of things I'd love to do, but you can't have it all.
Beg your pardon. Stop saying that. It's a choice.
Mm.
No, I mean, yeah, like,
No, you're just quoting Chris. But
yeah,
I want you to stop that because we have a multitude of choices.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
about choosing what we want to do.
yeah. It doesn't mean I can't have everything that I want.
That's right. Because if you keep saying that, you're not going to
Right,
have it.
I'm limiting myself.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
we have unlimited possibilities. And we're presented with 50 different things that we can do.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of what makes my heart sing, what out of all that 50,000 different things would make my heart sing the most. And it's sitting with that and thinking about that and honoring your strengths, your capabilities, and you, isn't it?
Yep. Thank you.
Well, that's for all of us, not just for you. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
you know, if what would you do if you didn't, you know, if you had all the money in the world, what is it that you'd love to do? You know, would you write those books? Would you, you know, fund the movie? Would you?
I've tried writing and I've got a couple of nice little things and then I get stuck.
Yeah, but Erin has written a book, and it's part of a sequel that she's going to write more books.
Yeah, I'm not don't want to be a prolific writer. I think I'm just getting a few little gems along the way, and one day I'll hopefully put them together.
You know, Kerry, she's got her passion. James is still not sure. He just loves life. Right? And he's enjoying life. You know, you had all the money in the world, he just loved life and, you know, spend more time with his beautiful wife.
I look at it this way. Even if you just limit it down to the five of us here, we're given the menu that has all the possibilities of ever anything. And out of us five, we've chosen different things from that same menu.
Yeah.
So it's what you focus on. And then, as Julie says, what makes your heart sing. So it's not that you can't have everything, it's you choose what you want rather than have to have everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So this week was about journaling your strengths and your zone of genius and doing the test, the quiz to see what archetype were. So to see where you fit and just asking yourself, like you did, about how does that fit in my life? Where do I do it? And how can I do it every day?
I think the thing for me, Julie and everybody, is that I kind of knew what mine was, but when it came out in writing, it was like, oh yeah, I could actually just own that now. It wasn't just like, I felt, I have all these skills in a certain field, and it's like when it, it was objectively said back to me, I went, of course, and that it's a rare skill. And I just went, yeah, that I have had so much information giving me that. So many times I've had that information in my life, but I've kind of always gone, oh no, But now I just go, it's just a fact, like I've got blonde hair, I have these skills, everyone else has their skills. It feels much better, actually. Yeah.
It's like giving you permission.
Yeah, just to be actually, instead of thinking, am I, or maybe, just going, well, that is true. So what's next? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best part, I reckon.
Yeah. Thank
You
you.
know, when you discover that yourself, it's like, well, of course, I knew that.
And it doesn't actually change my trajectory, because I'm doing two major things. As Julie said, I'm a novelist, but also I'm building I teach communication and, like professional communication. So I'm taking that business online, which is very exciting. And I think it's, for me, nothing changes except I just feel so on the outside, that's what I was saying, on the ego level, nothing changes, but just inside, there's just a sense of, alignment.
That's cool. I love it. I love that. So exciting, what you're doing and taking it online. That's massive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
To do that. So I just get excited for you. Erin is a Walkley winning journalist, let me say.
Yeah, in the past. Yeah.
The part of her resume, and she's amazing.
And number 3, you reckon?
Me in numerology?
In the Enneagram.
Oh, well, send me that too, because I'm right into all that stuff now.
In the Enneagram.
I don't know that one. Yeah.
No, you don't have to know. Don't. It's a guideline as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, the Enneagram crisscrosses, and you can see what the opposite of your genius is. And sometimes what comes out of that is where you get stuck.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you.
So yeah, so number twos are errors.
Yeah.
And when they're really in their power, they're really great leaders. For example, a number 9 is doesn't belong, and when they're in their power, they can step into all the other 8 parts of the Enneagram. So they can be anything, they're like the chameleon.
Cool.
So it's really good. So it's about, this week has been, and I know not everyone's done it, it's about being vulnerable and stepping into those genius parts of ourselves. And James started to do that. Kerry's done that. Deb, you're starting to do that. Erin, you've made that realization this week, which is just so awesome. And it's just amazing when you recognize that and you own it, how life shifts, even though externally the things that you're doing don't change, but internally they have, and you come from a different perspective. Like you start to think differently, and you start to go, oh yeah, well, I'll just do, I still got to do A, B, C, D, and E, but internally you're coming from a different perspective on it. And I just think that's amazing. Yeah. James, what did you have?
This was totally into everything you're saying, and that's so much of what's going on with me. in big ways and little ways, but I'll find that, let's say, an old part of my personality or something, you're going to go do this, and then up will come the resistance, the fear, the incapability, or whatever that may be, that initial little trigger. And it's really happening at a extremely rapid rate. I'm like, oh, that's just so last week. And able to just go, well, I don't know how to say it, except right now it doesn't matter if I can or if I can't. That line of logic isn't there so much. It's just, okay, well, here's where we're going. Do I want to or don't I? Versus can I or can't I? It's just starting to change. And the more I go along with all of this work, I guess what I'm so excited about is it doesn't have to be huge. It's just that I get to choose a different choice instead of running on some auto program that I always have. And I just notice little by little by little, the thinnest layers of life getting better across the board. Better's not maybe the right word, but just things are flowing and happier, and discomfort and challenges just jump up in my face, and it's like, what are you doing? You're reacting the way you always used to. And I like the fact that it pops up and goes, hey man, that's, like I said, so last week, so what are you doing? And it happens more and more and more for me across the board, and that's a good thing.
I love it.
Can I ask the two people, James and Debbie, in our room here, who are, because both of you are reaching, it seems to me, just for joy, whereas Kerry and I think Julie, all have, objectives that we're trying to do as well. Is that right? Do you still have goals, like I want to do stuff, or is your goal just to be, really aligned and super happy?
I'll go first. Oh, you can go first.
Nope, you're on.
No, I still have goals, but I've been pushing for so many years, and last year things I sort of had a few things go wrong in business, and they'd been going wrong for the few years before, only I didn't want to see it and I had to acknowledge it, and so I had to deal with that. And I just was, the last couple of years, and my mum died early last year, and I've just been trying to have some me time, I guess, for the last couple of years while I was dealing with some legal problem as well, and so the pushing forward with the other goals, I didn't actually need to do that for a while, so I put that aside, but I'm thinking I might have to put more energy into that now. Yeah.
So basically, she's an entrepreneur. She's got all these projects on the go, and she's just deciding whether she wants to take on another one, in a nutshell.
Just mention entrepreneur and we know.
Yeah, so,
Well, that's not quite how I class myself.
well, that's true, Deb. That's
Really?
basically that's what you are. You've got all these projects that you're doing, and you're thinking about doing another one.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can tell them what it is. I'm doing a subdivision, a rural subdivision of, which involves putting in a cul-de-sac, and sort of that went wrong. And so anyway, starting all over again with that.
Cool.
Wow.
Great.
So, massive stuff
Mm.
that
Massive,
she's
yeah.
involved in.
Yeah,
If you think
huge.
about it, it's mind blowing for me to even think about doing that. But
Yes.
so
Yeah.
you're an entrepreneur. So
I do like dealing with professional people and getting things done.
Yeah.
own it.
Yes.
You're good at it. Own it.
Yeah,
Step
quite
into it.
honestly, there's people like me who need people like you who'll just go and do it. Like you just bang. Me, it's like I frizzle out, and you get behind me and go and get it
Yeah,
done.
I quite enjoy going to the meetings with the surveyor, and it livens me up.
Right.
So yeah, she's very goal driven.
Yeah. You've got a lot to offer.
There she has. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
James.
What do I want to do when I grow up? Uh, one of the interesting journeys for me is getting involved in this. And in this moment, I think most of my life I've kind of lived, I'm supposed to be, I should be. If I was successful, I would act, represent, possess, have, or something. And then create a life you love. You got to be kidding me. Whoever asks themselves that? I mean, so I really, had no concept or clue of that. And so getting in, well, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do some business, and then I'm going to be. And here in just the last little bit, I just went, you know what I really want? I've got some investments. I want about 7 different checks rolling in that have nothing to do with me. And I can sit here and watch TV and smoke pot, drive around the country and do whatever the flipping heck I want. And when I get excited about things and want to do stuff and build my cul-de-sacs and things, I was in construction a little bit, and I will. And right now I know I'm going to do a coach thing. I know there's some business avenues in me. There's some things driving and pulling on me, and I don't feel like I'm denying them. I just kind of feel like they're just right out there right now, and I'm enjoying the heck out of me. So I think, to answer your question, I wrote some stuff for Julie earlier today, thinking this was going to be a little bit different style meeting. And after I got done writing that, I went like, you got to answer these questions for Julie, and it flips this thing in me to where I'm supposed to be. And after I sent that off, I went, you know what, dude? You're happy. You're just happy. And then you're just trying to figure out, well, okay, I got to be happy. So let's make sure we put this over. And I just realized, I know I have goals. I know I have dreams. I know I'm going to do stuff. And what that is right now, I don't really know, but I'm not really tied up in having to find those answers out in this second. I'm just really enjoying having fun and being happy. And I haven't given that gift to me maybe ever. So
So
I guess that's
can
why I'm going to go.
So I would like to just jump in on that. I've turned my camera off for a second just because it seems to be unstable and I lost you all, but hang on. I think I might have you back. Yeah. So that to me sounds exactly where I want to go. Like, just really enjoying what you're doing and taking inspired action to do whatever, just the words that I think you've been saying all along, Julie, but James, when you said it then, it really hit me. I actually can't even remember them. They were so good. But, something about, creating a life you love. That's right. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but actually, for me, that is the goal. And everything else is just, if I love it, then it's going to be okay. And obviously I need to make money, but, that won't be a factor in the future, like yourself. But one of the questions that came up in those things that you gave us, Julie, was how do you use your spare time? Do you use it wisely instead of watching Netflix? And I thought, I fucking love watching Netflix, and that's wise for me.
It's the only time your brain turns off, right?
Yeah, I love it. Well, I do a lot of brain turning off stuff now, but it's turning off. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of meditation, but I guess meditation is, you're actively in another space. But when you're turning on Netflix, it's just like, I just love it and love hanging out with other people doing it. Yeah. Also, it's about story, and I'm really into story. So, yeah. I pretend it's got a professional point to it.
But sometimes it's the only way we can relax.
Yeah.
Especially when your mind's going all the time. Sitting there watching Netflix or watching a movie or watching something, because it just puts our brain in a different state.
And I do think that story is so uplifting. I mean, all of us, as we saw in the last couple of years, it was stories, books and screens that actually gave us back a sense of meaning to our lives.
Yeah, that's true. That's wonderful. So any other comments? Oh, Kerry, go for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say I've stopped watching Netflix. I have not turned. I used to use the excuse that it helps me, forget everything, go brain dead, whatever. But then I started realizing that I was using it as a companion and what have you. And although I love doing it, it's becoming an addiction.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And so I was getting sick of it. I got to a point where I was getting sick of I knew that the actors were going to do something, and I can actually see them acting now instead of just being in the show. So I was like, no, I've had enough. So I turned the TV off, and for the last week I have not turned it on. And just before that, when I did completely stop, everything I did watch were really great movies. Yeah. And it was because I chose to turn the TV on to see, instead of, I'm just going to do it. Yeah. A completely different energy to it. And yeah, the movies I've seen are just really, really good and really enjoyed it. Maybe they weren't as good as if I was watching them all the movies all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe I've got a different appreciation for what I'm watching. I don't know, but I'm so glad I finally kicked that one, and I'm ready to stop paying for Netflix. It's it doesn't. I'm so excited with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That turn the TV on is a distraction.
That's so wonderful. I think I know what you mean, because I've nailed an addiction recently, because I don't, for me, TV was a necessity anyway, because I had not very much physical energy, it was great. But I've actually stopped doing something, and I feel empowered because I'm no longer having to do it.
Yes.
And it's so good. I feel the power of that.
Yes. Yeah. Nice.
I think when we do that, isn't it great? It's like nobody made me. I just chose it. And, I'm a creator. I did it.
Well, I think that's the point, Julie. I did think somebody was making me because I needed it for something. But when I decided to stop doing it, it was like I did something. It was very interesting, actually, because it's not, there may be benefits from not doing it, but actually the real benefit is feeling like you have just said, Kerry, that sense of just being free to make the choice that's the best one, like a better choice. Yeah.
Yeah. And I found too that the movies I was watching was on Channel 32. It wasn't on Netflix.
Yeah. So funny.
As someone who doesn't have Netflix, I've got no clue.
No.
Yeah, well, pretty soon.
It's you and me, James. Sorry, Kerry.
Pretty
Well,
soon.
I work I worked in the studios for a long time, so it's at times it's a real drag to watch TV with me. Stop. You see what they did there? You see how that, you know how long it took them to film that? No, you think that's seamless. That's not right. That's in 3 different locations. Anyway, it's just shut up, dude. Let's watch the show.
I'm getting
I do
like
the
that,
same.
James.
I do the same thing from a story. No, that writing, no.
Well, one of my things about TV and movies and stuff is I'll sit there and I go, well, this thing is scripted. So when somebody goes, wow, they did that or they said that, you got to remember somebody wrote this. It is scripted. You know, anyway,
Oh, you're a spoil sport.
yeah, I am. I run it for everybody.
Oh,
Oh, it makes all the fun out of it. We want escapism. We want to think that we can step into that other reality and it's going to be beautiful.
it's funny that James really is into his power of joy, and yet he's a killjoy.
Hey, maybe that's how I get my joy.
All right, amazing people. Have you got any other comments or anything you want to share, and we'll finish off for today, and we'll see you all next week. Go, Erin.
I actually really loved this experience, meeting other people,
Yeah.
and talking it through. That actually just that really dials up the whole experience that you get on the app when you're on your own, like tenfold. Like, it's been so beautiful meeting you, other people, and sharing your experiences, and it actually made me reflect a lot more. It's really, I think it's a really important part of the whole thing, Julie. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so I love this because you do your own stuff, and then we have a weekly get together.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
now that I'm getting organised, more organised, and so yeah, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll let you all know the appropriate date and time. It's probably the same day, but the time might be just slightly different. It just depends on what clients I've got booked in for the time. But this seems to be the best time for everybody around about. That's cool. All right, amazing people. Go and get into week 4, which is finding courage and discovering your fears, going deeper into that. For those of you who are lagging, just no, you don't have to. You just do it at your own pace. That's the whole point. And so next year I'm going to launch it again in the beginning of the year to do it, and you've always got access to it anyway now because you're already in it. So you can always repeat it. So
And everybody handle a quick little joke.
oh, go on, Joe.
Yeah.
No sexist, James. No sexist
Julie.
jokes.
Julie's husband used to work in the oil fields, and I worked in the oil fields for a long time. And I just remembered this. What is the difference between a fairy tale and an oil field story? A fairy tale starts out once upon a time. An oil field story starts out, now, hey, this ain't no shit.
That's so funny.
Very good, James.
Okay, ladies, we'll see you later.
All right. So
Yeah, I
see
wouldn't
you
mind like
next week. See you next week. See you Sunday night, Saturday for you, James, for the Recode group session.
Yep.
Lovely
I'll be
meeting
there.
you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely meeting
Pleasure.
you.
Absolute pleasure.
All right. See
Congratulations,
you all.
Julie.
Oh, I better
Bye-bye.
turn off YouTube. Hang on.